Hello, welcome to Microsoft Hates Greg. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at the DAX measure Sequential. Now, Sequential, you can find it in Mushcookum under Data Intelligence. Here it is, Sequential. And we can choose something like the year column. And then the week number column would be week number. Okay, and generate. And we could also do it as column, right? So either way. And so you get this little bit of code, this snippet of code here. Now to explain what's going on in Sequential, I've gone back to the original Sequential file that I created. I've created a duplicate page here, and I've created some additional measures here to kind of explain what's going on inside the function. So let's take a look at the code here. So what we're doing here, we're grabbing the max weeks, we're summarizing our table by year, and then we're tacking on the maximum week within that year. So as you can see here, 2016, my maximum week is 52. I started kind of in the middle of the year, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. And this is the original data in these two columns, right? That's in the table. Then I go to 17 and go 1 through 52, and then I have another 6 weeks tacked on for 2018. And as you can see, the sequential number here starts at 48, which is the first week in my data set. It goes to 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. So it counts up 1 and spans the years, right? This is critically important, actually, for date intelligence metrics. And you can use it for, months or days or weeks. In this case, we obviously used weeks. And now in Power BI Cookbook, Brett Powell and we show how this can be done in Power Query. But this is the DAX solution. So anyway, so I'm basically just creating a table here, summarize all weeks, week by year. And you can see here in this sequential 1, this is the table that's being returned. So this is the first row in the table is 2016 with 52 weeks as the max, 2017, 52 weeks, and then 2018, the maximum week is 6. So this is the table that's being returned by this summarize. Now in this case, I'm grabbing this is just the current year I'm in. So this is grabbing 2016 or 2017 here or 2018. The next piece is this my start variable. And all I'm doing here is using SumX to sum the max weeks table for all the years that are less than my current year. And I'm summing up the max week column in that table. So as you can see, these are all blank because there is no year that's less than 2016. But here, all of a sudden, in 2017, we get 52, and that's because SumX of 52 is 52. And then as you come down here to 2018, all of a sudden it gets to 104. And so that becomes the starting week, if you will, for where I'm going to count up from. Okay, so once I have that, it's pretty simple. I have this here where I figure out whether I'm in my first year or not. I'm not sure why I used this construct when I created it. And what I would do nowadays would probably be something more like this right here, min-x max weeks year. Just grab my minimum year that's in my max weeks table. I mean, not sure why I was going crazy and using first non-blank. Probably it was new at the time and I wanted to figure out how to use it. Who knows? But I wouldn't do it that way nowadays. And I'll probably fix that in the supported measures.json file. I think this construct is still there. And I'll just probably change it to be more of the min-x format. So then the last step here, my num. So if I'm in my first year, I just have to return my week num. So that's why these numbers at the top, they just get 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. But then if I'm not in my first year, obviously then I'm going to take this number and I'm going to add my week number to it. So now I get 53, 54, 55. So this sequential process really makes date intelligence calculations kind of dirt simple. If I want to compare this week with the previous week, all I have to do is subtract 1, right? I don't have to worry about years and weeks flipping over from 52 or 53 to 51, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So these kind of calculations are super handy when you're dealing with date intelligence. That's it for this episode. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.